Making the headlines tonight. Prime Minister Hun Sen suggests that countries in Southeast Asia should take a look at why their level in sports is still weak. The President of the Olympic Council of Asia praises Prime Minister Hun Sen and the royal government of Cambodia for good leadership that has allowed the country to develop. The Prime Minister of Cuba begins his official state visit to Cambodia. The Malaysian ambassador to Cambodia discusses receiving his datukship, the Malaysian equivalent to the British knighthood. And Filipino designer Rainier Abelio is ready to launch his latest fashion collection commemorating the 8th anniversary of his fashion label Armada. This is the Daily Roundup on EAC News Channel. A very good evening to you. I'm Darshana Gauchan. Prime Minister Hun Sen has suggested at the opening ceremony of the 41st General Assembly of the Olympic Council of Asia, held at the Soka Hotel in Phnom Penh on Tuesday morning, that countries in Southeast Asia should take a look at why their level in sports is still weak. The Prime Minister noted his observation that few countries in Asia seem to participate in World Cup qualifiers. He said that he hopes at the upcoming World Cup in Qatar in December 2022, there will be Asian countries who also win games. In this line, the Prime Minister raised the question of why countries in Asia with large populations often seem to have weaker athletes than those from Europe and Latin America.
ប្រជាជនច្រើនមិនប្រកាសថាកីឡាខ្លាំងនោះទេហើយប្រជាជនតិចមិនប្រកាសថាកីឡាខ្សោយនោះដែរ
The Prime Minister acknowledged that athletes in Southeast Asia are quite weak in comparison to the rest of the world. However, he said that they must not also be weak in terms of sporting ethics. In this sense, the Prime Minister said that he does not want to see things like violence and stampedes at sporting events, such as the incident that happened in Indonesia a few days ago that caused the loss of hundreds of lives.
វាជាការចាំបាច់ណាស់ដែលចាំបាច់ដែលការពង្រឹងនៅក្របខ័ណ្ឌក្រមសីលធម៌អំពីការប្រកួតដែលវាមិនមែនគ្រាន់តែដើម្បីការឈ្នះក៏ប៉ុន្តែរំលោភបំពានទៅលើលក្ខខណ្ឌនៃការប្រកួត
The Prime Minister requested the National Olympic Committee of Cambodia and the National Organizing Committee of the 2023 SEA Games and ASEAN Para Games to jointly increase technical cooperation and experience with the Olympic Council of Asia, the National Olympic Committees of member countries, the Southeast Asian Sports Federation, the ASEAN Para Sports Federation Council, and other international sports institutions. On Saturday, 1st October 2022, at the Kanjuruhan Stadium in East Java, Indonesia, a stampede occurred after a clash between football fans and the police, which left 125 people dead. The incident shocked the world, and FIFA President Gianni Infantino called it a dark day for those involved in football and a tragedy beyond comprehension. The President of the Olympic Council of Asia, Rajamandir Singh, has praised Prime Minister Hun Sen and the royal government of Cambodia for good leadership that has allowed the country to develop, and especially for building and organizing a good national stadium for the upcoming Southeast Asian Games that Cambodia will host in 2023. EAC News reporter Decca Nin has more details.
During the Tuesday morning opening ceremony of the 41st General Assembly of the Olympic Council of Asia, held at the Soka Hotel in Phnom Penh, OCA President Rajamandir Singh added that he truly believes that Cambodia will be able to organize and hold the upcoming SEA Games with great success. Also at the meeting, Prime Minister Hun Sen welcomed the President and visiting delegation of the OCA to Cambodia. One of the things the Prime Minister noted was that although Asia has a large population, there are not many athletes who qualify for the Olympic Games. However, he emphasized that winning medals at competitions is only one factor, and more importantly, athletes must maintain their morals and ethics when playing sports. Dekanin, EAC News.
The Prime Minister of Cuba, Manuel Marrero Cruz, began his official state visit to Cambodia at 1 p.m. this Tuesday afternoon. He will be in Cambodia for 3 days from 4th to 6th October 2022. EAC News reporter Anthony Ellis has more.
The Cuban Prime Minister will pay a courtesy call to His Majesty of the King of Cambodia at the Royal Palace, then will meet with the President of the Senate, Sai Chung, and the President of the National Assembly, Heng Samrin. Afterwards, the Prime Minister of Cuba will hold bilateral talks with Prime Minister Hun Sen before both presiding over a signing ceremony of some documents that will further enhance bilateral cooperation in sports, education, culture and other fields. Before concluding his visit to Cambodia, Prime Minister Cruz will also lay a wreath at the Independence Monument and the shrine of the former King of Cambodia. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation has stated that the Cuban Prime Minister's visit reaffirms the long-standing friendly relations between Cuba and Cambodia. In particular, the Minister says the highlight that need to further strengthen and expand cooperation for the betterment of the both countries and peoples. Anthony Ellis, EAC News.
The General Commissioner of the Girl Guides Association of Cambodia, Rajamandir, has shared her knowledge and experience with the members and young women who participated in the Meet Sister Cham program in Siem Reap Province. The General Commissioner of the Girl Guides Association of Cambodia spoke at the program called Meet Sister Cham held in Siem Reap Province on Monday, 2nd October, with the participation of the Commissioner General and more than 200 team leaders and members of the Girl Guides Association. She shared 4 main points of knowledge, which are to strive to do something good every day, build more relationships, understand that all work helps to teach us, and to have more self-confidence. She said these are 4 points of advice which will help to give members energy and a good start in life when applied in all aspects of their studies, work, and daily activities. Rajamandir invited all members and participants, especially active members of the Girl Guides Association, to participate in the program, increase their network, and have the opportunity to express courage through asking questions and learning the important message she has shared. She said these are key skills to building a better future and life direction for themselves. In addition, she said the program encourages the voluntary sharing of support among members even more because she could see the active members of the Girl Guides Association had really benefited from the association's programs and developed them even further. The Deputy Director of the Department of Environment of Phnom Penh, Khan Phan, on Sunday called out a man who dumped garbage in the Chaktamuk River. He called for this man to be advised and educated on his wrongdoing and to be told to stop dumping garbage into the river or in other public places. EAC News reporter Dekanin has the story.
Khan Phan told EAC News on Monday that the polluting culprit resides in Phnom Penh and dumped a coconut shell into the Chaktamuk River in Phnom Penh district on the 30th of September. The man believed that dropping the coconut shell into the river would bring him success and fortune. However, such an act is contrary to the guidelines set out in the Urban Solid Waste Management Law. According to the Deputy Director of Phnom Penh Department of Environment, an official gave him a warning and asked the man to make a contract to stop dumping garbage into the river. Next time, the official will fine the man in accordance with the law. According to Chapter 7, Article 42 of the Law on Urban Solid Waste Management, individuals who dump solid waste in public towns, street, water resources, and land will be fined 20,000 riel. Street vendors who do this will face a fine of 50,000 riel, while sellers based at home or who own restaurants will face a fine of 150,000 riel. Market vendors, business owners, owners of other services and handicraft businesses will be fined 200,000 riel, while the owners of factories, enterprises, and companies will be fined 400,000 riel. In addition to facing fines, all offenders will also have to collect and pack their trash to clear the site. In the case of repeat offences, the penalty given will be double the previous penalty. On the 13th of September 2022, the Sihanoukville provincial authorities also fined a man for dumping garbage at a site in Village 1, Sangkat 2, Sihanoukville on the night of the 10th of September 2022. He was fined 1 million riel according to the Law on Environmental Protection and Natural Resource Management. Nekanin, EAC News.
The royal government of Cambodia has decided to remove the measure requiring foreign travelers to show their COVID-19 vaccine cards upon arriving in Cambodia by land, sea, or air. EAC News reporter Anthony Ellis has the details.
According to a press release issued by the Ministry of Health on Monday, the 3rd of October, the Ministry of Health agreed to withdraw this measure as instructed by Prime Minister Hun Sen. However, the government has also ordered for temperature checks to remain at all entrances and exits, and officers at the border checkpoints will still be responsible for monitoring and giving advice to passengers who show symptoms of COVID-19. Although Prime Minister Hun Sen has lifted the requirement to show COVID-19 vaccine cards upon arrival in Cambodia, the Ministry of Health still calls on all members of the public who have not yet been vaccinated with the basic doses of COVID-19 to please go and get vaccinated immediately. The Ministry of Health also calls on the public to be vigilant and continue to implement the 3 do's and 3 don'ts to prevent further spread of COVID-19 and the local community. Anthony Ellis, EAC News.
If it's happening and you need to know about it, you'll get it all right here. EAC News brings you updates and breaking news in English across all of our platforms and channels. The EAC News app, YouTube, Facebook, Telegram, Twitter, and our website www.eacnews.asia. Join me and the rest of the EAC News team every day on your favorite channels. EAC News, Cambodia made clear.
The Malaysian ambassador to Cambodia was recently awarded the datukship, the Malaysian equivalent to the British knighthood and receiving the title of Sir, by the governor of Malacca. EAC News reporter Anthony Ellis had the privilege of interviewing the ambassador of Malaysia to ask him how he felt about receiving the datuk, along with what he considered to be some of his biggest achievements as ambassador.
Sitting down with the Malaysian ambassador to Cambodia, Datuk Eldin Hussaini Muhammad Hasim, for an interview, we got to learn about what kind of person he is and also get some insight into what he considers his greatest achievements while being ambassador in Cambodia. Ambassador Dr. Eldeen has received his datukship with the Malaysian equivalent to the British knighthood from the Governor of Malacca in September 2022. The ambassador said he was honoured and felt very blessed to receive this award.
I feel very blessed and honoured to be receiving this award from the Governor of Malacca in September. It is always a privilege for me to be receiving this title award. To receive it from the Governor is my personal. It touched me deeply. Is because 2 weeks before that, the Governor did an official visit to Cambodia, and I was with him for about 10 days. And during that time, we presented to him with all the potential what Cambodia can offer to Malaysia, and we also had Cambodians meeting with him in offering what Malacca can do and invest in Cambodia as well. So that really helps me in terms of boosting my energy to do more. You know, then a month, a week, 2 weeks after that, I received this beautiful news that will be awarded datukship from Malacca. To me, that was wonderful because even without the title, I will do for my country. But with the title, of course, it is an honor. Then I will definitely continue doing what I am doing as ambassador, especially to promote all the states, but now especially for Malacca. We were very excited when we received that. You know, we never expected to have that kind of recognition. Yeah, of course, my family is very happy when we heard that I received the award.
The ambassador added that he considers getting 2 prime ministers of Malaysia to visit Cambodia during his mission to be his greatest achievement.
I think my greatest achievement is getting 2 prime minister, Malaysian prime minister to Cambodia. That was my greatest achievement. Of course, other than that, to maintain the bilateral relations and to get through with my fellow Malaysians here in Cambodia. We go through tough times as well, you know. I think during COVID, we managed to have evacuation process for about 300 Malaysians back to Malaysia with the help of Cambodian authorities. That was a big do for us. Everybody was blind. Nobody knows what to do. But then, I think the greatest achievement because the impact that you have, the good relation that you have with fellow Malaysians here, we help each other. That is very important. As I told you earlier, whatever it is, when you want to do anything, engagement is like the prime. Communication is always there. You need to communicate to get things done. So my greatest achievement, of course, to get things done. Malaysians are happy in Cambodia and Cambodians are happy in Malaysia. To get the 2 prime ministers comes to Cambodia. My hope is only that during my time I can get the Prime Minister Samdech Techo Hun Sen to come and visit Malaysia. It's not easy as he says, you know, to get people to work together with you. Being an ambassador, you can choose. Either you can sit in your cozy chair and just stay in the office and wait for things to happen, or you can just go out and meet people and make things happen. So my greatest achievement is I like to go out and make things happen. This really, because I'm not just a person who just sit down. I like to go out and speak. I like to solve matters. I like to solve things. So I think my greatest achievement is me being more open and more daring and more vocal. In terms of addressing issues, either with Cambodia or with fellow Malaysians. I think my greatest achievement is just that, me being me. Yeah.
On a more personal note, I found Ambassador Dr. Eldeen to be such a friendly, down-to-earth and modest man during his interview. He even told me, an Aussie, that he lived in Australia for a while so I could call him mate. For the full interview of the Malaysian ambassador will be released on our channel soon. Anthony Ellis, EAC News.
Filipino designer Rainier Abelio is about to launch his latest fashion collection commemorating the 8th anniversary of his fashion label Armada. Abellio held the Armada Introspection Arts and Fashion Exhibition press launch, announcing his new line on 16 September at Tribe Phnom Penh, in partnership with Spectrum KH, Tribe, AB Studio, and presented by 1664 Blanc. EAC News attended the press launch to learn more about his upcoming collection. Abellio describes his new collection as atypical in both its format and design, and quite dark in its inspiration, however still very wearable. A big fan of Game of Thrones, Abellio announced that he has titled his next collection A Feast for Crows, after the fourth novel in the A Song of Ice and Fire book series, which was adapted for the TV show. He said he thought this was a fitting title for his anniversary collection, not just because of the darker inspiration, but also in reflection of the roller coaster of emotions he feels when putting out a new collection.
Like being a fashion designer, especially in this country, it's really difficult. It takes a lot from you. It's very like your emotions and like challenges and everything. So every time you put out the collection out there, like put a collection out there, it feels like you die each time. That's how I feel. Like I feel like I die each time I put out the collection because it's really, really like. It's not difficult, it's really just very emotional. It's an emotional roller coaster.
8 years into the business, Abellio says he maintains the ethos of his brand Armada by keeping close to the people he has worked with since the very beginning. He said that all his campaign videos showcasing his collections have been edited by the same editor, maintaining a certain mood that captures Armada's unique charm and artistry. In working with Tribe, he said it was a partnership born out of understanding. He commended the Tribe team for understanding Armada's vision and brand and said he loved working with people who are professional, appreciate his vision, and work towards making it a reality.
They understand the brand, they understand the event. You don't want to work with people who contradicts with your vision. You want to work with people who appreciates your vision and helps you to make this vision into a reality. That's why we collaborated with Tribe, and we're very grateful.
The press launch event was also presented by 1664 Blanc, a brand which Abellio feels is a perfect match for Armada. He said he knew this from the very first time he met with the Blanc team, as they made it clear that they were very interested in elevating and helping the fashion industry in Cambodia. Numerous models, influencers, artists, designers, and VIP guests were specially invited to the launch event. Fellow Filipino fashion designer Don Portacio was happy to be at the launch to support his industry peer and good friend. He shared that he often collaborates with Abellio and directs shows for Armada, and has also had the privilege of seeing a preview of the new collection, which he described as being typically Armada, very dramatic, but at the same time wearable.
It's typically very Armada, very dramatic, but at the same time, it's wearable. It's something that is geared towards the looks and the pieces that his customers really come to him for and what he's known for. And there will be prints, there will be bling blings, there will be tailoring and drama pieces and stuff like that. And the good thing about Armada is that he constantly pushes himself to do something. Like he's always bored about he's always thinking about the next one. And yeah, I can't wait for the full. We will only see it, the full effect of it, when we see the show itself.
Many guests also attended the press launch donning pieces from previous Armada collections. Fashion stylist and influencer Shasne Suleymanova came wearing a black and white polka-dotted dress from Armada's last collection, styled with pearls and other bright accents to fit the event's retro chic dress code. She said that she has also had the privilege of styling one of Armada's collections in the past.
So I had an amazing experience to style one of the collection of designer of Rainier. It was Spectrum Trois before, few months ago, and it was an honor to style one of his collection. It was all about America, some Marilyn Monroe vibe, very bright, and I love to work with colors. So it was about diamonds, leather, some crazy bags. That's what I did.
Lifestyle influencer Rainy Dara also came to the press launch in a stylish gray suit embellished with sparkling flowers designed by Armada. He said he's a big fan of Abellio's work and always loves to show off Armada's outfits on his social media channels. In regard to the upcoming line, he said he expects to see some colorful and fabulous designs.
For me, I think that he's gonna have a very fabulous outfit and especially his clothes line, everything's for both unisex and especially the pattern, and also he's not really basic for for the style, because not only go for black and white, so the fashion industry for him is more like colorful and fabulous. So the next one, I think that is gonna be like a very, very wonderful collection.
Fashion photographer Cham, who has been working in the industry for 15 years, said he was very excited for the new collection, as he is a big supporter of local brands in the Cambodian fashion industry. Even though Abelio is Filipino, he established Armada totally in Cambodia and has been solely based in the kingdom. Sovin added that what he loves most about Armada is the willingness to be bold and creative.
Well, you know, Armada always surprises me. Like every fashion show, like he's very vibrant. His style is very, vibrant, and I would say he gives lots of variety, and diversity. What I love about Armada is that he's never scared of his own vision and creativity. I really love his collection.
Abelio says his new collection celebrating Armada's 8th anniversary will be a culmination of all the essences and details that are foundational to his creative thrust. He describes it as going to war and a culling of the champions and warriors of each collection, perhaps signifying a daring new take on some of his previous star pieces. He confidently asserts that his collection will pave way for the next here and the future now. Armada's new collection, A Feast for Crows, will be launched in October. Thank you for watching the Daily Roundup here on EAC News Channel. For more breaking news and updates, you can check out our website, eacnews.asia, or search EAC News on Telegram, Smart TV, or at your favorite app store. More from the EAC News team tomorrow night at 8 p.m. We will see you then.